Red Canids took their own map pick of Mirage in a 13-10 fashion, and now see us off to Nuke. Pineapple Phillips and Boggs on the call. Red Canids on the CT side defense. Young Sharks lining up utility. The Gaffalos thinking about doing something outside, but not sure exactly what's going on. It looks like it might be a technical issue. Probably. Bombs running all the way back to spawn. It has to be a technical problem. Of course, we're going to have one right as the game starts, but there's something to be gleaned from this, is that there's two sets of utility for Young Sharks. And at least Kevlar for Red Canids.
At least some Kevlar. I don't know if this round is live. I don't think it is.
It can't be. There's a player in CT spawn.
Yeah, we're not live here, so we're going to get a little bit more time to talk about Nuke here, Nate. And now, Nuke, it was that victory for Red Canids over 9Z. It should have been cleaner. They had a massive lead. It was, what, 12-3 at one point, and it ended 13-9?
Ended 13-9. And the scoreline, fun fact, was the exact same in the Made in Brazil Sharks game. 13-9.
Both in favor of the two teams we have here, right?
Correct.
Yeah, so, I mean, I feel like 9Z theoretically is better than MIBR when they have Try and everyone in the lineup. Now, I'm not so sure. I don't know. That one is a bit of a question mark. We have so many intangibles. CS2 also does make for more intangibles as well. Here we go. We can get live into the pistol round now. Enough speculation. We can find some actual facts. Some logic. A kit for Hardzao.
Sharks also emerged from the T side with an advantage. They emerged 7-5. So maybe the T side start isn't the worst of starts that they could face. Kit and nade for Hardzao instead of the armor. Utility for Gaffalo in the outside yard. It's a bit of a fake. In fact, this team is grouped towards ramp. Jump across Barthin. He was hot on map 1. Can he be hot on map 2? Stepping around, finding one, but mobbed down. Destiny trying to pick up the pace towards elbow. Finds nothing but a pair of headshots. 3 versus 4 secured in the favor of Young Sharks as they now go into control. Potentially up the vents as well. Maybe down through double doors instead. All 3 Red Canids players coming down through the vents in towards the back halls, while Gaffalo is still lurking around and still proved to be a menace.
There's a nice one from venomzera. Makes things a lot more winnable, but then DRG and RDN Zhao go ahead and take down 2 out of the 3 remaining players for Red Canids. Gaffalo with the last one. And Young Sharks with the T-side pistol. Here we go. Young Sharks getting off to an early lead. Looking to stabilize things with a clean victory against the USPs. Then go against the full buy with the Galils and the AKs, which is a very dangerous proposition if you're up against them, especially if you lack some helmets. It's a force buy from Red Canids. This could throw everything out of whack. I don't know if Young Sharks are going to be ready for this. Deagle's MP9. Aggression the call here from Red Canids, and I quite like this idea. Get back on the win column as early as possible. The outside presence from Nithon, though, is going to be forced away. A little bit of chip damage onto Doc, but that should be all that they find in the outer yard as the bomb makes its way down the secret stairs and into the tunnel.
Eagle as well should betray the fact that this is a force buy. You can't really buy one unless you get a multitude of kills. Hardzao will be next at bat with his own Deagle, and he won't miss. A good shot onto the first. The nade will do decent damage on the Gaffalo. In fact, identical damage pretty much exchanged. 20 for 18. Red Canids, they need to hold on to their advantage. They can't get too aggressive. DRG might call them out. So could that pair of players down towards Secret. Nithon, this is a good spot to be. Back of Garage. They don't know he's here. He could very well find something they don't fully clear him. Gaffalo doesn't clear the far back angle. That's one for Nithon, and potentially a second as well. Timing not quite in his favor, but advantage remains. DRG takes lots of damage as he evens up the man count. And venomzera in heaven has an MP9, an SMG. All depends on timing. Who takes first contact? The player door? Player heaven? Zera will slink in. This should be a kill for him. on to the player close, on to DRG.
Lots of noise being made. venomzera, he's got to hold his line. It's all going to come down to timing, and he gets caught off guard. All up to hardzao now, up the vents. There's a Galil trained on his position. He pops up the vent, takes a minimal amount of damage, but there's all three players converging on his position now. Splits the goalposts for that first shot. 5 in mag. Backs away. Saving the Kevlar and Deagle, presumably. Not a bad idea.
Definitely works. But it definitely could have been an actual round victory for Red Canids if they played their cards a little bit differently. Timing in heaven, though, very well played from Young Sharks. They bait the player heaven to look away, and as they do, DRG walks in. Bomb will go off momentarily. It looks like everybody should survive. I think DRG survives in this corner. Already just like a cylinder. And he does. 2-0 start for Young Sharks on their map pick. That round did look dicey for quite a while.
Yeah, there was some good damage done by the Force, but then again, it was a Force buy, and they only got 2 kills out of it. So one could also say it was a little underwhelming. Considering now they have to go for a full save, Young Sharks have the opportunity to stabilize that economy now. Get that 3-0 lead. One can assume Nithon will get the op up as soon as possible. If available in round 4, it'll be in his hands. hardzao, opportunity on the one. No, cannot even get a second round out of the magazine and out of the hand cannon. Doc will spray him down at half HP and continue his stroll down into tunnels. Barton, he has the USP in hand, but getting a kill with that, unlikely. Dink, nothing further. venomzera, next one standing. Less result, actually. Just a little bit of chip damage onto Doc, who came through vent. Just Nithon and Destiny last standing. Just at this point, Young Sharks looking to get this round done and dusted. Move on to the guns.
Dispel with the early round shenanigans. Get into the meat and potatoes of this half. That will go down on B. Not contested at all. Nithon and Destiny holding some zany off angles. Destiny could timing onto Ardian Sal, but Ardian Sal is back against the literal wall. He's gotten the spot as well. It becomes all the more difficult for Destiny. Ardian Sal just going to group up with the squadron. Smart call. Destiny and Nithon left grasping at straws.
Taps away, not connecting for anything. Saving the P250 is not really necessary. He does get one. That's altogether pretty good, considering. Pays for itself, and it hurts the economy a little bit of Young Sharks. It forces a reinvestment of an AK. Or maybe Ardian Zhao will just drop that Galil over. Either way. Now we see the op battle coming through. Nithon on the CT side, Gafolo on the T side. Both have liked to go for the op. Gafolo showing a little more prowess.
Guess on the T side, it's going to be more hard pressed to find that impact.
Made it work on Mirage.
Yeah. Like Nuke, though, an area where anywhere on the map can be an op. Even more so than Mirage. Smokes for the cross. Nithon throws a nade preemptively. Another nade. Wants the cross. There's no one across as of yet. Here's a player secret as well. It's hardzao. He's not forcing the shoot. Neither are the Sharks, though. More than content, just leaving it up to the imagination. Meanwhile, Togs is the one to find the opening. venomzera dispatched in towards A through squeaky door. Smoked out immediately in response from Destiny's top hut. Doc. And they make aggressive plays outside. hardzao forced into the corner. Martin. next at bat. Yes, he is. Good peek, finding the first. Tying it up 4 apiece. Still, Young Sharks have yet to make a meaningful move.
There's a nice little howdy-do from Doc onto Nithon. Knife out, and Gafolo catches Hearts out, diving down secret stairs. Ardian Zhao picks up Destiny, and Bartin, he has the 1 kill. 4 more to find. He does get 1 more. He has the op in hand, and surely now it's a save attempt. He is being hunted, and he dives down the ramp, just a little bit ahead. But he goes back up for a peek. Togs is here. Togs is down. Nithon, or rather Barton, what's he going to do for the rest of this round? Is he just going to wait it out? Are they going to push him? He should be fine living behind the box. Keyword should.
He might not actually live behind the box.
True. Used to be fine. Maybe not so much anymore.
Behoove him to get CT spawn to make sure. You know what, the AK out, they might actually catch him. Ooh, he's lucky to be alive. He needs to be fast. He's lucky he's not punished there. He'll survive, as will Gafolo and Ardian Zhao, building up that T-side economy, which is already quite bountiful, might I add. Red Canids, do they go for a full force around this op? It has been dropped over. They'll go for a half around it instead. I do like this call. It's the better of the 2 options. 2 deagles, 5-7, MB9. No kit, a little bit of utility. They need a new approach. They can't let Young Sharks run their default unperturbed.
There needs to be some openings. There needs to be some kills without a refrag for Red Canids. Bartin beginning to aggression towards Trophy. Groups up with venomzera and actually gets boosted up on top of the boxes. Boosts are so inconsistent in CS2.
Yes, they are.
Have you ever had the bug where you're boosted up, but it's not like you can sit still?
Yeah. There's a lot of issues with running into teammates as well. But I digress. It's a play-out ramp. Could yield a lot. 1 spammed away. The second, not quite, runs out of ammo. And the support in towards elbow is poorly executed. Gafolo and Ardian Zhao got back, limit the bleeding. I like the setup from Red Canids. The execution leaves me one. MB9 down secret. The spam away 1. The Deagle of Hard Zhao, though, is more hard pressed to find any impact. Try to find something through the control room window, but 3rd time's a charm is not true in this case. 3 for 1 yet again. Just Nithon on the op. That was an opportunity, and it's squandered. Plant now will come down back silo, and Nithon. An unenviable situation. He's caught. 5-0 clean start for Sharks as they look to run away with their own map pick.
They are most certainly running well with it so far. Timeout called for the Red Canids. Didn't use any against 9Z, but they've already used 3 here against Young Sharks. It's a great start for the Sharks, though. 5-0 on their map pick, showing why they picked it. Again, Anubis, hard to decide if we get that far. Top right corner. Every single time we start a round, just in case you want a refresher on what maps are being played. This is a pretty important round for Red Canids, though. If they do not win it, then it's essentially curtains. The half is too far gone, and Young Sharks can just completely obliterate them. If they do win it, they can bring this back, get 5-6 rounds. 7 would be amazing, but highly unlikely. But one problem they'll have to deal with is Gafolo. He's been very good with the op. Taking his shots, the team play around him has been perfect. DRG, Doc, Togs, Ardian Zhao, all at 4 kills, as well as Gafolo. DRG, top of the board at 6. An incredibly even performance from Young Sharks. It's always hard to counter that.
Defensive wall. Yeah, there's outside smoke crossing. Jewel in their cap. Feather in their cap, I suppose.
I would like a jeweled cap.
Seeing like a jeweled crown, perhaps. That's what I'm going for, but
Yeah, I mean, you could also have like a jewel inlay on like the brim, like the not like the brim, but I'm thinking more like a medieval cap around the headband.
yep, I see what you're saying.
Something like a merchant cap or like a low tier noble.
Safety Award 2014.
Man, that's a long time ago, Nate. That's almost 4. It's almost 10 years ago.
Say 4 years? It's almost 10, buddy.
Now I was thinking it wasn't quite 10, 2014, then 2024.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
was a young boy then.
Zoomer. Up towards ramp for both teams. Nithon jumping, doesn't get onto the railing. He'll let a shot ring, and he'll stay around for a little too long. He's lucky to be alive even at this stage. Does some damage. Martin supports him, though. That's the critical factor. If there's no support, he falls. Doubtless. That one. Doc traded. Martin in Heaven's now gotten 3. Destiny a 4th. The last alive is towards Mini. He's found 1, but Goffalo gets a head full of lead from Destiny in response. Thinking back to the first series we watched, Boggs, Destiny was the monster of the server. Martin as well was doing quite well for himself. Red Canids, if those two can activate, they might be able to find their way back into it. As I mentioned, Young Sharks were incredibly decisive on their T side against the Made in Brazil. They had a 7-5 lead before the second half.
They lost 4 rounds of the second half. And won 6. That's a 66.7% win rate right there.
No, they won 6 of 10.
Or a 60% win rate, yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking 2/3.
I know, you're going for 4 out of 6.
Yep.
Gotta add them up. Math is hard.
Math is hard.
Group up in
Why
lobby
is
it again.
math?
Why is math? Because it makes the world go round. Nithon, okay, an opening with the op. A rare one at that. An opportunity Red Canids should not squander. venomzera up close and personal, top hut, looking straight down. No Shark still holding, waiting for someone to give away an opening. Cross that minute mark. Young Sharks have to know that it's their turn to make a move. Red Canids are perfectly content holding their line.
Little utility being used outside. Now that top hut molly comes in, venomzera cannot hit the jump on towards silos. Time is ticking low. Ardian's out down the vents. Destiny finds all 3 who drop into his waiting arms. Hard Zhao, the last kill. And 2 in a row, and a flawless victory for Red Canids here in round number 7. Perfect for their economy, building the confidence, and now Young Sharks are forced to call a timeout. What is their pot going to be? Probably not much, unless they want to go for a force, but Young Sharks don't strike me as the type of team to force here. They strike me as the type of team to say they're just talking things over, slowing things down, not letting Red Canids get that bulldozer moving too quickly. Maybe they'll have a little cheeky strap, but it's more figuring out what they want to do with the following.
Finally, some timeouts being used. So they have been kind of directionless. Ooh, a second use. Now a lot's up in the air. Someone going to the restroom, or is this an actual tactical issue?
If they're using 2 of their 3 tacks because of a bathroom break, I would
exactly the kind of psyop that I would use in my open match.
Yes, but that's open match where you no-scope with the op almost exclusively.
All right, didn't need to be attacked personally.
This is an upper final with a spot at Jönköping on the line.
Fair. But 2 tack pauses committed to a save round.
It's weird. I don't feel great about it.
Young Sharks investing into 1 P250 onto Ardian South. No one else buying a thing. So rifles across the board for Red Canids. Straight play outside around the smoke they'll go. Nithon is stuck behind enemy lines. Knocked actually on Bartine. I didn't even notice. They swapped weapons. Nithon does fall, but no one else does. And Bartin is the one maintaining control of the op in that round. Maybe he was going towards ramp or somewhere else more conducive to it. I like the change up at the very least. Nython and Bartin now double opping in round number 9. We mentioned this kind of play works once or twice, but given the fickle nature of the op, I don't expect to see it more than that.
Bartin 100% going to take that ramp. He had a pretty nice ramp hold with that against 9Z.
The blocked and aid towards the door as well. Fortunate for Young Sharks.
Yeah, hit a teammate. Unlucky.
Smokes outside yet again. 3 players here. Zhao, though, already ready to greet them should they cross to secret. Martin posted outside, or posted inside, excuse me. Where is the other op? Where is Nython? He's in towards...
Heaven.
Heaven? Yeah, Heaven or lockers, it appears.
Incredibly slow round. There's Nython. He's playing out towards back red. The cube, red cube, towards CT spawn. Hard Zhao's in secret. He should not be singed by the flames. He should be fine. Talk into the open. Tagged by Nython, who backs around. Flashed off. Hard Zhao 1. Needs a second. Destiny. Second vents. Clearing out mini. DRG revealed. And he'll pick up 2. 3v3. They know where Hard Zhao is. That nade will only further cement his position in the minds of the T's. 2 out onto the A side. venomzera holding back silos. Hard Zhao's secret. And Bartin comes up with a big op kill onto DRG. venomzera caught looking the wrong direction. Get the gamble. Hard Zhao 1 for 1. This is a 1v1 now for Bartin. He's got the op in hand. And there's no time. This is a round for Red Canids if Bartin does not fight.
Outside. Yeah, the bomb was outside so far away. I didn't even realize that it was totally forgotten. And that is the round, by extension, forgotten. Togs had no other option but to save. That leaves the economy of Young Sharks in a very, very weird spot. I would love for them to have a timeout to use now, given the fact that Togs only has $350 in the bank and no one else can really justify an investment.
I mean, they do have one timeout. Just one left. It's probably not the wisest to use it here. They won't. Just the hero rifle, a couple of deagles, and the P250. I say just a hero rifle and a couple of deagles, but that can do some serious damage in the hands of these players. We've seen it before on Mirage. Molotov in from Bartin, who's no longer on the AWP. He's back on the M4. Nython will be the sole wielder of the bolt action. Hard Zhao also in towards J-Hall Hell area, but no peeks just yet from Young Sharks now. Some jiggles. Bartin, I believe, spotted a couple. So he's going to back on down. Hard Zhao going to hold the jump on down. But he also thinks better of holding too aggressively. Does not want to give an opening pick over to Young Sharks. They'll march on down to B. Bartin closes the double doors. Plays around them. venomzera down the vents as well to single door. Crosses back silo. A huge hold up at stake for Red Canids. And venomzera comes up with 0.
It's caught looking the wrong direction. It must have been known. He must have heard it even. 2-man advantage secured. Some rifles picked up. Some rifles scooped up. And Togs furthers it. Nython calls it quits. It's going to be a 6th round for Young Sharks by the most unlikely of margins. There's some pistols bought up around the save AK, and they come up with a victory. They guarantee themselves at least a tied ball game going into the second half. And in all actuality, they could find far more depending on how the last couple rounds shake out. Probably not long for the world. He's caught looking. He doesn't even fire a shot. Just Hard Zhao remaining to save his M4 for the following. Somebody actually caught as well. Missed opportunity, missed shots. He will recover with 1, but does he survive the bomb radius in here? No, he does not. Now that is Goffalo, but that's a moot point in comparison. No weapons saved. The economy of Nython specifically quite low. Red Canids still going to buy as best they can, but economy is truly hard strung for the defense.
It is, and they go for a double up. No money, Double zoom bangers. Martin back to ramp with it. Nython outside again. Squeaky door blown asunder. Hards out. Far aggressing with the 5-7. Picks up one. The good flashbang from Nython enables that easy. That's a drive-by from Doc, though. Nython on the ground. We're at a 4v4 scenario with plenty of time for Young Sharks to take advantage of it. Their own T-side coming up next. Or CT side, excuse me. Red Canids. Their T-side coming up next. Not going to be an easy one for them, and Destiny finally gets a trade, but Doc is doubled.
3 versus 3. Some blow for blow. venomzera still spotting this cross. He's had a very quiet map too. So spot them crossing and go down instead. Not wanting to overextend. Destiny's already down below. He has awoken on this map. He is already in position. With his arms open and waiting for an embrace. It's the loft angle. That's probably wise to it. Walking in, DRG through the edge, finds him. The edge of the dropped vent. Advantage secured. B-site cracked open. Barthin has to do a lot with the up. He's found one on the crossing. Those other two have gotten by as well. Buying time as best he can for this rotation of his teammate. 15 seconds left. The bomb hits dirt. Or it's glass, I think is a better way to put it. venomzera and Barthin together. Sharks have set up a solid post-plant setup.
No util for the retake, no kit either. Time is of the essence. Do they clear Cubby? How do they clear Cubby? They know he's here now, but what can venomzera do? Knows where the one is, has to assume the other is towards double door. Spots out DRG. Sprays away for one, almost gets the opportunity to transfer down. But at least 7 on the board for Young Sharks. And I would say an 8th is very likely. It's forced by a desperate one from Red Canids coming into this last round of the first half. Pistols, armor, maybe an SMG or 2, an MP9 on Destiny at the very least, but it's a brutal buy to try and grab 5 with Young Sharks in control of Nuke. Barthin on the mag 7. venomzera, Deagle, Nython 5-7. He has the utility for the squad. Red Canids. They might be looking at a Nuke sooner rather than later. Backstep from Hards out, nothing doing. Blind as a bat. Now Nython's going to be next to the party. Around that smoke, they've already spotted him.
4 HP. 1 HP. Finally caught. I didn't know that bomb, that box was spammable, but evidently it is. 5 versus 3. Mag 7, MP9, Deagle. Left to try and recover. Again, Young Sharks had the advantage from their T side on this map versus Made in Brazil. It was only a 7-5 advantage. An 8-4 is even more smothering on the T side.
Slow and steady right now for Young Sharks. They know they've done everything right up to this point. 1 for 1. venomzera, 1 Deagle. Barthin.
3 Deagles.
venomzera's got 3. Barthin gets a 5th. How do Red Canids get the 5th and take it to the halftime? I don't know, but it's a huge swing. We'll see you on the other side.
And hey, do you think it can stand?
Red Canids stem the bleeding in the final round of the first half. A surprise upset, but still they find themselves trailing as they enter the T side of Nuke. Pineapple Phillips and Boggs on the mic. Doc with the double dualies. And perhaps a slightly delayed play over towards A for Red Canids on the horizon. Player towards Old Vents is tagged down to virtual death. 6 HP for him. Doc on site. DRG in heaven. Left to try and pick up the pieces. DRG does get one. Buffalo, though, taken down in response. And the dualies, an ugly spray, find nothing. Martin drops to Ardian South. DRG offering some resistance, but Togs, the last one alive, cannot pull it across the line. Red Canids bring it within one of tying it up by virtue of the battle for attrition. And they should have a second here as well, unless the Young Sharks want to go for a force buy.
Red Canids tried it. Didn't work out for them. Will Young Sharks make the same decision? Does not appear to be so. Full save for the CT side. And Red Canids, a golden road to grab a tie ball game here very early at round number 14 and get some parity restored here. Headshot from venomzera. Only two. That's actually defensive now as Destiny comes to net. He will get the last three. Will that Galil be recovered? No, it will not. Hardzal still remaining on the MAC-10. And Red Canids, they will have the rifles to deal with in this next round. There are helms upon 3 and 4. Make it all 5 heads of the Young Sharks. And Togs has gone for the Ogs. I like this call. Good amount of utility, all things considered, too. The lack of a kit, though, is concerning, Nate. Bomb plant can ruin the day for Young Sharks.
This is good. Red Canids have tied things up. They could actually steal away a lead. Destiny. Straight across Secret. Teammate in tow and venomzera as well. This might be a tech pause. Yeah, I'm hearing ticks in the chat. I'm seeing players run towards T-spawn. It's got to be a tech pause. And it's always on Nuke that we get these kinds of issues, Boggs. Unfortunate. Yeah, the bomb radius definitely needs to be reworked. It feels like a giant cylinder. Yeah. It forces you to make the decision earlier because you have to get out of that radius. Matchmatic, rather swift again. CS2 does miracles for the technical pause timers. It's so much faster and appears to be so much easier. I think calling it spaghetti code might be doing it too much justice. Yeah. The back end was held together by hamsters running in wheels, I think. It's pretty old. Almost 6 months old, honestly. Round underway. Molotov flash, the same as before. Same aggressive cross secret. They ran away because I think they didn't want them to know they crossed secret so early on. That was probably the reasoning. I respect that play. They once again cross towards secret. Red Canids, a lot of emphasis on the yard. Hardzal, the lone player, lurking around in lobby. good flash. Heads out. 1v1. He has gotten an upgrade on the Mac 10 to the M4. Has to get the bomb. The step might have been heard by DRG. He was just lurking below heaven. He'll go up. It's Molotov. Get ahead of it. He's gonna try to, and he will win the fight as well. DRG gets Young Sharks started early, but that round comes at an incredible cost to the CT economy.
A massive cost, only one surviving. It's going to be 4 spies from both sides. A swing round here in round number 16. Deagle out for Barton. Galils for 2. AKs for 2. A nice symmetrical buy here for Red Canids. Double MP9s, Ardian Zhao, Togs, M4s, and the rest. Good nade damage outside in the spot, but Doc does not get any kills. Falls down to Nithon. venomzera charging forward. Caught by Gafolo. Down at the AC vent. DRG thinking about going. Hardzao slipping quietly down the vent ladder.
That's big. You can flank the player's secret.
Mm-hmm.
Totally unexpected down here. Destiny's low as well. Way back into this. Togs is knife out. Head to rights. Good one from Hardzao. I want to praise Nithon as well. He's having some good impact with the rifle on the opening in this round. Seems like they're now going to go for an A play, perhaps. DRG, though, double entering down below. Nithon trades, but Ardian Zhao picks up where his teammate left off. It's just Hardzao. His steps are heard, and Gafolo takes him down from behind. Young Sharks beginning to stabilize again. These rounds are expensive, but they're winning them. Red Canids, their economy is in a far worse state than their adversaries.
The Red Canids economy is non-existent. It's Glocks. That's all they can get. Maybe a pistol upgrade or 2, but mostly Glocks. 1 Deagle. Nothing they can really hope to do. Realistically speaking, they already had their 1 Glock round for the month. Another would be beyond the pale. AUG for Gafolo, MP9 for DRG to farm up some of this unarmored cash just waiting to be harvested. M4s on the rest. A kill or 2 would actually be really good for Red Canids, considering the money's still not fantastic for Young Sharks. It's just a highly unrealistic prospect here. Unless they can isolate a player. Young Sharks, 2 timeouts left. Or 1 timeout, actually. I forgot they used the 2 at once. Both teams with 1 timeout left.
Not much time to talk things over.
Maybe Red Canids using this as a timeout. A pseudo timeout.
Around, yeah. No clear direction in mind. Nithon does have that Deagle. See if he can find some success with it. Gafolo, though. See, combining fire with Togs, but no, Togs is now alone. He's run over by the Deagle. Doc will find venomzera in the meanwhile. Gafolo has a lot to do with the AUG. Spraying away will find 2. Bartin only a Glock and 9 HP. They should be clean for Gafolo. Nope, it's DRG with the MP9 to get a little bit of extra cash instead. Rifle not recovered. Somewhere amidst the wreckage. Young Sharks, though, cross that double-digit threshold to 10. 3 rounds separate them from victory. Red Canids, the window of opportunity is swiftly closing on their fingers.
It's like an automatic door, but the cable snapped and now it's just hurtling down onto their hands. Fast outside play. Destiny runs down secret. Spam will not connect. And venomzera has also joined him. Doc timing. The smoke will keep him alive for now. Bomb recovered by Nithon. 3 players on Red Canids at 9 kills. 2 for Young Sharks on 8. DRG at 20. Destiny at 18. Very narrow as far as kills are concerned, the gulf between the two. The round's starting to get a little more out of hand, though. Young Sharks beginning to pull away.
And Canids can very well punish the economy, though. Yeah, he heard the drop, but... Oh, he heard that jump, too. Second one from Artie and Sao. CT economy, though, does not have a lot of bones. If it gets reset, Canids can be right back into it. They need to win 2 in a row to do so. Pushing the ramp. Togs, though, up close. This is the second time he's played it, and this time he has far more success. 3 on the round. Bomb at his feet. The last remaining. One lurking. Actually, both lurking. One down B. One in vent. 18 seconds left. They should be saving. No chance to get the bomb in plant, even without the resistance. Doc, though, drops Destiny. venomzera does get 1 kill. That's all he'll get. Timer will expire. Young Sharks an 11th on the board.
There's another timeout for Red Canids. Thought they'd used another one earlier, but apparently not. One more remaining after this. Talking it over. That hero rifle saved over. They're going to buy around it. They do not want to play for OT. 5 in a row is what it would take on the T side of Nuke. They want to go for it here and now. It's a bit of a Hail Mary play here, Nate.
I do agree, though. Leaving 12 on the table with 5 rounds in a row required to get to overtime seems like a little bit too big of a gulf to cross.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like this is akin to going for a touchdown when it's 4th and short, but you're still within range of scoring, rather than kicking a field goal, to go all in on the American football analogy. Yeah,
except, you know, the field is CT-sided because there's 1 extra defender or something like that.
Sure,
really rip apart your analogy as brutally as possible. Gaffalo stymies the metaphors, finding the opening onto venomzera through a smoke. Togs towards Secret as well does meaningful damage to Destiny, who then almost falls to his death. 5 HP remaining. Talk about a fumble. Nython racing towards ramp. I think the steps might have been heard. Togs is already here to defend in control. Caught. Second, not quite, but the damage has been done. 4 versus 3 secured. Players are already rotating down. Martin. Round 1, but he needs a lot more. Zhao. Lieutenant Hand's looking for something, but in the meanwhile, DRG drops Destiny. Young Sharks are ready to shut this down before the plant is even put to dirt. Hard's out, stuck in a corner. There's about to almost find one. Doc, though, finds both the final kills instead. 12-7. That is 5 map points secured. Young Sharks keen on sending us towards Anubis.
The map with a 100% win rate for the Red Canids is Anubis. But it was a much closer matchup the last time these two teams met. I believe it was a 16-12. This one was a stomp in the favor of the Red Canids, but Young Sharks have adapted well. They are looking quite comfortable here. 4 Galils, 1 AK, a lot of flashes, but not much else for Red Canids here in the potential last round of the map. All Young Sharks need is 1 more round. We head on over to Egypt. DRG, RD, and Zhao make it a 3-for-1 trade as RZ and Zhao doubles up. Gafolo drops down with the op scoped in towards Hut. He'll spot out Nython, and Destiny on 2 HP has 0 chance of winning this round. A stray nade, a stray bullet, he can die by getting hit with a flashbang. It's only a matter of time before he falls. He cannot change that destiny. And it will be Young Sharks taking this map 13-7. A strong overall performance. A bit of a stumble early on in the second half with those first 2 rounds going against them. But once they got the guns out in hand, they were unstoppable on the CT side.
Yeah, looked strong through.